I'll describe more about the Pathway to Medicine program in a few minutes, but I think it's important when people want to know about why we do what we do is, that why is really critical. And I think those of us in higher ed that are passionate about student success have that why. And my personal why starts very young. And I promise not to make this a long story, but I'd love to share about
No, please. Absolutely. Yes.
So, I grew up in Queens in New York, in one of the outer boroughs of New York City. And my earliest memory, I was about 5 years old. My father would be sitting at the kitchen table doing his homework. And he was working on his high school diploma. And he dropped out of school when he was in 9th grade so that he could take care of his siblings. He had 5 siblings, a mother who was a single mom. And so he had to, take care of his family. And then a number of years later, when my sister and I came into the world, he had to take care of his new family, and he went back to school to educate himself. And obviously it left an incredible impression on me. And a few years later, my mother went back to school. She went to our neighborhood community college, Kingsborough Community College, and she got a certificate in a career that allowed her to really pivot in her life. And then a few years later, I was the first person in my family to get a bachelor's degree. I was a first-generation college student. Okay. And so I have seen firsthand, like so many of your listeners that have seen how higher education has transformed their lives. And for me, it's saved my life, and it's saved my family's life in many different ways. And so I've been really focused in my 17-year career in higher ed and working for institutions that are committed to access and opportunity. How to help students access an education, that opportunity to pursue that education, and the opportunity to be able to fulfill their dreams. And so when I came to St. George's University, it really was this moment of your personal life and your professional life completely align, and you were able to fulfill every single day the work that you were meant to do. And so the sort of where I come from is a career in higher ed, but more importantly, it is knowing that every single day I wake up very hopeful about the work we're doing at SGU and the work that we're doing in the higher ed community, changing lives, put my head down at night knowing that we're doing something bigger than all of us, which is just an incredible way that we get to live. And so often we get, we get bogged down in the day-to-day, right? And we get frustrated and lost in certain things. But what we can all share, what you're doing, Jeff, what I'm doing, what your listeners are doing,